Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking you on a unique journey through the heart of Chicago, not just to see the sights but to explore the spirit of unity and understanding. We joined the Chicago Interfaith Trolley Tour, where different faiths come together to share stories, spaces, powerful message of peace, religious harmony, and universal tolerance.
You all know that Mahua is with us, and she's going to be taking some video and pictures.
Our first stop is the Buddhist Temple of Chicago, a peaceful sanctuary nested in the heart of the city. As we step inside, we are welcomed by the gentle sound of bells, the scent of incense, and an atmosphere of deep serenity. This temple, rooted in the teachings of the Buddha, invites all to pause, reflect, and reconnect with the stillness within. Whether you are a long-time practitioner or a curious visitor, the space offers a powerful reminder of mindfulness, compassion, and the simple beauty of being present. Let's take a moment to soak in the calm and learn from the wisdom held within these walls.
That it's through our ego perceptions, our cravings, our desires, that we cause all this suffering that's around us. And that our attachment to things. And so in this tradition, as with all Buddhist traditions, but this one in particular, it's not about worshiping. It's about constantly examining yourself to see how you really are this, as we call it, bone defiled, ignorant, defiled being. How am I causing all of myself? And everything, the flowers represent the transience of life. And today they're beautiful flowers, but they'll wilt and they'll die, and they'll be discarded. And so that's unforgettable thing.
In this instance of Buddhism, when you said that we should examine ourselves, correct? So does that mean that we should detach ourselves from our own identity as well?
No. No. Buddha accepts and teaches that you have, at this moment, you have Buddha has the concept of no self, which people confuse to think that means that Buddhism says you don't have any self. No, what it means is you don't have a permanent, unchanging self. And that to be aware of that you right now have who you are. And your personality is shaped by, your id, your ego, everything like that. But to understand to try to understand how that's impacting your perception of the world. And that the idea of no self is that you have no permanent, unchanging self. The you today is not you from 5 years ago, and it's certainly not you 10 years from now. So which one is you? There is no you. It's the you of the moment. And that our suffering comes when we try to attach to that. When this is what we want it to be all the time. It's not going to be that way. And to just understand that it's just the normal flow of life. And I think that's part of it. It's not to resist the flow of life. Understand your change. Understand everyone around you.
Our next stop is Mishkan, a vibrant and welcoming synagogue that brings ancient Jewish traditions into a modern, soulful experience. As we step in, we are greeted by a spirit of community and deep rooted faith. Mishkan isn't just a place of worship, it's a space for reflection, connection, and purpose. Through prayer, storytelling, and shared values, this community keeps the rich heritage of Judaism alive in meaningful and inclusive ways. Let's explore the heart of this sacred space and the people who bring it to life.
Style that one might teach a class. This is what our space will look like in 2 days when I teach our Introduction to Judaism class right here. It might look very different if you come in a Friday night where we're going to be sitting in concentric circles to be praying and welcoming in the Sabbath. And it's also a Beit Knesset, a place of gathering. And so what we see even in the description of what a Jewish space is, we come to understand, right, that Judaism is more than just a religious practice, right? We're a people. And as a people, we have, right, a religion, but also language, traditions, different ways of connecting. And that actually stands at the ethos of why Mishkan as a community was created. I'm going to do a kind of 2,000-year flashback, and then I'm going to hop forward to maybe the last century, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about this community, and we'll have some time for questions. We have Torah scrolls, right? The Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible, shared among Christianity, Judaism, other traditions as well. It contains kind of the origins of the Jewish people and our after the destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in the year 70. If that's too many dates for you, you don't have to remember that. Just remember interpretive evolving tradition, which is how we move from the stories contained in this document, which still serves as the core of our tradition, to the Judaism we practice today, which looks different, but finds its roots within that tradition all the time. So, any questions? Yeah.
I've been to the High Holiday services, which I love, the music and everything. I really enjoyed it. How would you, I'm just curious how you would describe those services or like your Shabbat services in terms of reform or reconstruction or conservative. I wasn't quite too sure. I've been to all different kinds, and I wasn't sure like how you figure out how you want those services to be.
Yeah, it's a really good question. The question was, right, how would I, if I was going to try to place us in a style or flavor of Judaism, how would I place us? And we're a very eclectic community. Myself and Rabbi Lizzie, who's the kind of our other pulpit rabbi here, she's a senior rabbi. We were both ordained by the conservative movement, although we don't belong to it anymore, which is a socially progressive but more traditional form of Judaism. We have another rabbi on staff who was ordained by the Reform movement, which I mentioned earlier as one of the kind of the reactions to modernity that Jews came up with. It really depends on what angle you're coming at us from. If you're coming from, let's say, a Reform background, you might come to our services and say, that was a lot of Hebrew. Like, that was, right? If you're coming from a more conservative or Orthodox background, you're going to come in and say, wow, that was a lot of music and a lot of like dancing and people getting up on their feet and clapping. And if you're coming from an Orthodox background, you might look and say like, oh my God, there's a woman and a gay man sitting at the front of the...
The trolley is on the move again, heading to our next stop, and the energy inside is just as beautiful as the journey itself. People from all walks of life, different backgrounds and beliefs are sharing stories, laughing and connecting like old friends. It's amazing how a simple ride through the city can turn into a moving celebration of unity and understanding. This is what interfaith harmony looks like, not just in places of worship, but in moments like this in between. Our next stop is the Muslim Community Center, a hub of faith, service, and unity. As we enter, we are welcomed with open hearts and warm smiles, reflecting the true spirit of Islamic hospitality. This center serves as more than a place of prayer. It's a vibrant space for learning, outreach, and building bridges across cultures. Rooted in the principles of peace, compassion, and community, the Muslim Community Center reminds us that faith thrives not only in rituals but in everyday acts of kindness and connection. Let's take a closer look at this inspiring community.
So, welcome to NCC. We bought this building in 1981. The name of the architect who made it, but the building itself was built in 1923. It started out as the Rivoli Theater, and the big screen, the big auditorium we'll see is now our prayer hall. And there actually, I'll point it out to you, there was a wall, I believe there was a projector that projected all the way across what is our now our prayer hall. And we'll see that in a few minutes. What you're sitting in right now is our youth center. So if you see all the pads and exercise equipment behind you, the idea of this room was to have a place where the youth can come and play. We can put up mats, we can have like a wrestling class or two, you know, in this particular room. And right across the hall is a funeral. Now, thank you. She said, go faster. I'll ask everybody to get up. We'll follow me to the prayer hall. When we get to the prayer hall, put your shoes on the rack, and we'll walk in and kind of gather around the center of the prayer hall, and then I'll show you some nuances of our actual prayer hall building, and then talk to you about some of the pillars on the slide. Follow me, please.
Now we are at the Muslim prayer hall, a serene space of devotion and reflection, simple, quiet, and sacred. It's where hearts turn to God in unity and peace, a timeless reminder of faith in the midst of the city.
Called the Rivoli Theater when it opened up. I was told, so we can take this with a grain of salt. There was a projector that was above here on the wall somewhere, and it projected onto a screen behind over there. And then there was a stage where they could have performances and whatnot. After the Rivoli Theater left, it became Antoine Banquets and Restaurant, or something along those lines. And so this area was a huge banquet hall. The lower level was tiled, and the upper level was assuming carpeted at the time. And so there's that tables and chairs everywhere. The kitchen is on the other side of this wall. There's a couple other banquet halls that we might not get a chance to see, but some of them have been turned into community hall where there's actually a party going on, an Eid party. We were just celebrating the end of Ramadan. And then we have a school classroom area. First in the morning between dawn and sunset. The second prayer is in the afternoon, right after noon, right after the sun starts descending from its peak. The second prayer is in the the third prayer is in the late afternoon. The fourth prayer is at sunset, and the fifth prayer is at nighttime. If you look at the TV monitor, they actually have the prayer time on there. So the one on the left is where the prayer time actually starts, and then the time on the right shows when we actually pray here.
Our final stop is the Home of Harmony, a place where hearts meet beyond boundaries. Rooted in love, understanding, and shared human values, this home isn't just a building. It's a living example of what it means to live in harmony. People of all faiths and walks of life come together here to learn, reflect, and grow in unity. It's a quiet space with a powerful message that peace begins when we truly listen to one another. The Home of Harmony is more than a space. It's a living expression of the ideals of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Sharada Devi, and Swami Vivekananda. It stands as a beacon for those who believe, as they did, that all religions are true and that love and service are the highest forms of worship. Sri Ramakrishna showed the world that one can realize God through any path, be it Hinduism, Islam, or Christianity. humanity. Sharada Devi, the embodiment of universal motherhood, embraced all with silent compassion, and Swami Vivekananda carried their message across the oceans, calling for acceptance, strength, and unity among all faiths. As followers of this divine trio, the Home of Harmony invites all not to convert but to connect, not to debate but to discover the shared light that shines through every path to the divine.
Review about this place. So, welcome on behalf of the Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago. That is the organization, and this particular premise is called the Home of Harmony. So, the Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago was established in 1930. We are just 5 years away from the centenary celebration. So, and we are a branch of the Ramakrishna order, which is a spiritual order based in India, and it has branches all over the world. And so in Chicago, we have three facilities, in Chicago, we have this Home of Harmony, and also in the suburb, we have a very sprawling 20-acre land, which is our main center there. That's in Homer Glen, and also we have a retreat center in Ganges, Michigan. So we are here in the Chicago Center, and Swami Ishanthanandaji is the president and Swami in charge of the Vedanta Society of Chicago. And I extend his welcome to all of you. It was founded in 1912, as you can see from the cornerstone, and it used to be a Methodist church. So in 2019, it became the Home of Harmony because the property went to the market, and we decided to purchase it. And since then, the whole purpose of purchasing, having this Home of Harmony is to practice harmony. So, put into practice is totally dedicated to practice and promote the concept of harmony across religions, across culture, to explore the commonalities that exist in all of us, irrespective of our nationality, our color, and our religion. So, as you might have seen, that's at the entrance we have. This is our emblem, really. And this is a very ancient truth that the sages have said, that truth is one. Sages call it by various names, and so that is what we practice by inviting various religious speakers, various other scholars, and experts who can present their views, and then that's how we try to engage in various kind of dialogues, both interfaith and intrafaith. So this particular premise is really a place to develop interfaith dialogue, and I think we're so happy that decided to make it a stop in order to take Trolley too. So who is the inspiration? So our main inspiration of this place is Swami Vivekananda, who also founded the Ramakrishna order, the main organization that we are part of. He is a Hindu monk, and he came to Chicago in 1893. As you can see, the Art Institute of Chicago. There, the Parliament of Religions was held, and that's when he spoke. He was one of the delegates, and then he spoke about this, the harmony of religions back then. And since then, it resonated with in America, and then the concept spread all over the world. So most of the people who are engaged in this interfaith know about this Parliament of Religion, and also kind of the Parliament of World Religions, which is now an organization. They also gave back to Swami Vivekananda as the inspiration, and he is the inspiration for us to have this space, really. And his master was Sri Ramakrishna, who actually practiced this all religions. He practiced Christianity, he practiced Islam, and he actually, as a spiritual seeker, he practiced each path and found that in each path you can realize God, and that is also a great inspiration for having this place, because it is based on the experiential insight of Sri Ramakrishna. And the statue that you see here, that is of Sri Ramakrishna, and he's one of his sayings: as many paths, so many, as many faiths, so many paths. And then you also see Sri Sarada Devi, who is regarded as his consort, who was his wife, and who actually, after Sri Ramakrishna passed away in 1886, Sri Sarada Devi was really the spiritual leader of this whole order, of this organization, in an inspirational sense. So let's see what is here. So you see in this space we have the statue, and this is really to say that Sri Ramakrishna's view of that as many faiths, so many paths. And then on one side we have all the various direct disciples, the apostles of Sri Ramakrishna, and here on the other side of the wall, we actually have the symbols of various religions, like there's Jainism, Buddhism, Judaism, then the Islam, and Zoroastrianism, Christianity. So maybe in this space, actually, we ask you to take off your shoes, but you can actually walk if you're interested. You can just see. So that's what this space is. And in this hall, we call it the Hall of Consciousness, we have this Know and Love series of events which happen weekly on Saturday, 4 p.m. We invite speakers from various faiths or various experts on various topics, professors, scholars, to come and speak, and these are lectures. And you're most welcome to come, because I understand most of you are from the Chicago area. The programs are open to all, free entry, so please come. And then here in this space, also in this very stage, we also have something called the meditation through music. So those are cultural events. And there we invite, like we had a Jewish synagogue, people from the Jewish synagogue, they presented. And then we have like from Christianity, from other, this is also the Sikhism, so various, the Gurdwaras. So people from various faiths also come, the Native American, they come and they present music here. That also happens on Saturdays for here in this very space. And last year we also had an All Faith Summit, which was more like a conference, which included representatives from 10 major religions. So I think I covered this space, what happens in this Hall of Consciousness. And then we will now take you to the floor up. And there we have the meditation hall and the shrine. There you'll see a big wallpaper of Mother Kali, who is also considered the mother of the universe in the Hindu tradition. And you'll see the images of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, and Holy Mother, Sri Sarada Devi. And then there's the space for meditation. So you're welcome to come and meditate here. This space is also open to everyone. All are welcome, regardless of your religious affiliation. And there you also have, you see, like the glass doors. These rooms are actually the resource library, where we have each room kind of dedicated to one religion, and then or some spaces shared by multiple religions, like you said, Buddhism, Jainism. So we have their books, so you can come and study their books. We have the books from 7 major religions, and I think 7 to 10 major religions. And that is also the space for what we call the School of World Religion. Now the School of World Religions that runs here is mostly online. It is, and we offer 7 courses. So last year we had about 750 participants from all over the world. And so those classes happen online and anyone can sign up. They're also offered at no cost. So that's the floor up, and we have another floor downstairs, which will take you as well, and that is the fellowship hall. That is actually a multi-purpose hall, and that is for fellowship. And we have a bookstore, and we also have yoga and meditation. That space is also used for yoga and meditation. On Sundays at 11 a.m. These are free walk-ins, so anyone in this area, mostly our neighbors and people from Chicago.
Swami Vivekananda taught us that true strength lies not in mere tolerance, but in acceptance, seeing all faiths as different expressions of the same eternal truth. To Vivekananda, universal tolerance wasn't just a noble idea. It was lived experience, a spiritual vision where every religion holds a ray of the infinite. He reminded the world that no path is higher or lower. Each soul must walk its own journey to the divine, with eternal respect lighting the way. In Vivekananda's vision, unity is not uniformity, it is the harmony of many voices, many prayers, many ways, echoing one eternal truth. He called upon us not just to tolerate, but to embrace, not just to coexist, but to celebrate the diversity of spiritual thought as a gift from divine. Establishing the Home of Harmony was a beautiful and visionary offering by our revered Swami Shatmanandaji, a space where spiritual unity blossoms beyond boundaries. Inspired by the universal message of Sri Ramakrishna, Sharada Devi and Swami Vivekananda, Swami Shatmanandaji created the Home of Harmony to reflect a simple yet profound truth that all faiths are rays of the same eternal light. In a world often divided by difference, revered Swami Shatmanandaji gifted us a sanctuary of understanding where hearts come together and harmony is not just spoken of but lived. Our heartfelt thanks to respected Swami Shatmanandaji, who sent us as humble representatives of the Home of Harmony, carrying forward a message of unity, respect and spiritual oneness. With this, our interfaith journey comes to a close. But before we part, let's revisit some of the most beautiful and heartfelt moments we shared along the way. Special thanks to all the faith communities who opened their doors and hearts to us. Your warmth and wisdom made this journey unforgettable. Grateful to the organizers of the Chicago Interfaith Trolley Tour for creating a space where unity and understanding truly come alive. And to you, our viewers, thank you for being a part of this experience. Your presence means everything. Thank you for joining us on this journey of faith, unity, and harmony. May the spirit of understanding we witness today continue to inspire us in everyday life. Until next time, stay connected, stay compassionate, and keep walking the path of peace. If this journey touched your heart, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep spreading messages of peace, unity and understanding. And that wraps up today's vlog. Grateful for your time and presence. Until next time, take care and stay inspired.